Hey everybody, it's Gene Harris, your friendly neighborhood police chief. Hope everybody's doing well, and we want to welcome you into the December 411 with the chief. Before we get to the questions that we have for this month, I just want to give a couple of updates. You might see this newfound facial hair on my face. Don't worry, I haven't retired yet. This is for the No Shave November. We call it Movember, where people are growing hair, mustaches, and beards to honor and recognize men's health issues. October is typically where we recognize anything doing with Pink Patch Month that has to do with breast cancer awareness. And November is where we do we flip it and worry about some of the men's health issues just to kind of spread the word. So that's why we're here doing the goatee. It's not going to fly for much longer because on the 30th it'll be gone. So the next time you see me, it won't be here. But any other updates for December, you can look at the website, go to our page, and you will see any of the updates for community goings on and other things that are happening within the San Gabriel community. So remember, any questions that you have with the police department, you can feel free to contact our Community Engagement Bureau. You can contact our watch commanders, you can contact your district lieutenants, and you can certainly contact my office. We will take every call and try to answer any questions that you might have. So with that, let's move forward and start the questions with 411. Well, first, if we told you that we were going to get you an answer in a week and we didn't, then I'll apologize on behalf of me and my personnel, because that should never be what we tell folks as we respond to those types of questions. The reality here is that the San Gabriel Mission is a very old building with a lot of historic significance, hundreds of years old, and so there's a lot of effort to make sure that we are getting this investigation right. We try to do that in every case, but there's a lot of eyeballs on this one, and so we're taking our time and trying to make sure that we don't dot all the T's and dot all the I's and cross all the T's. So it's very, very important that we kind of take our time in getting it done. What I will tell you in answer to your question is that the investigation is still ongoing. There are a lot of elements to kind of tighten up and ensure we have the right answers. We don't want to reach a false conclusion or any of those kinds of things, because that will just drum up a whole nother plethora of problems. So the general answer here is we're still investigating, and as soon as we can put out information to the public, we will. I will make sure that my staff refrains from putting out timestamps or any kind of other expectations as to when this thing will conclude. But what I will tell you is that fire personnel, police personnel at many different levels are working to solve and find a solution to this problem and get the word out to the public. So again, we're trying to do it the right way. We want to make sure that it's covered. I apologize for any misinformation that you might have been given. I won't make that mistake here. And certainly will tighten up my folks in answering that question. But we are still in the investigative stage, and that's where we stand.
Hello, this is Greg DeVink, the San Gabriel Public Works Director and City Engineer, and this is the December update of 411 with the Chief. And we are at the Smith Park restrooms, and just trying to give a little update on progress. We are putting the fixtures in finally. So I'm hoping a week from this video, all the fixtures will be in and all the partitions will be in, and we will pretty much be done with the insides of the bathroom. And then outside, we just have some planting to do and some touch up of the paint around the bottom and anti-graffiti coating. Over on this side, progress is continuing right now. And more fixtures are going in on this side. And outside, we're working on starting the irrigation for some drip lines. And we will be putting plants and lattice against the walls. I am now at our sewage lift station. It's a pumping station that was put in as part of the ACE Trench project that put the train below grade. And this is the main access point to the wet well with a big tank 35 feet down, some electrical connectors, and that's access to the dry well where the pumps are sitting. And we are right now trying to install an additional sensor that will be a redundant source of determining the depth of the sewage to turn the pumps on and off, because just this week one of the sensors or systems went down and didn't tell the pumps to turn on, and I was getting a lot of text alerts, and the wet well tank was rising at 1 foot every 5 minutes, creating a lot of panic. So staff responded quickly and overrode the pumps and averted the spill, but we're going to put in an additional system that makes it more redundant, so this is much less likely to happen in the future. For my last field update, Public Works is out decorating the tree for Christmas, for the holiday season. So we will have a few different lights. We're trying to make it add a little to it every year. But this will be a virtual tree lighting ceremony due to the pandemic. And I believe the mayor will be out here next week doing a recording of the lighting ceremony, which will be aired at a council meeting shortly after that. All right, that's a very good question. And that question is answered with a story. That excavation in the middle of Mission Boulevard is a manhole that was buried under several layers of paving projects. And what happened was the development of a sewer master plan required us to build a three-dimensional model to analyze our sewers for capacity. And in building that model, we discovered we had about 40 manholes that were lost. We didn't know where they were. They haven't been seen. Probably some of them have not been seen or inspected in decades. And that's one of them out in the middle of Mission. So crews have been finding these manholes and raising them to grade and patching streets or filling in dirt wherever they happen to fall. So that is what you're seeing, was a long lost manhole that we have found probably after decades in several street projects. We're raising it to grade probably tomorrow, and it'll be paved this week also. And by the time you see this video, the work should be done. So that's why there's a hole in Mission, and we hope to have it fixed shortly.
Looks like that's all the questions that we had, but for some follow-up information regarding some of the changes, the rapid changes that are happening with regard to COVID, I wanted to let people know, give them a heads up of how the police department will be responding. First, I want to say thanks to the members of this community who have really been active in giving us the voluntary compliance with all of the health orders that have come down from the state and from the county and some of the local orders. I really want to say that I appreciate all that you folks have done. And as we move forward, we're expecting that same cooperation as we move through some of these tough times around the holiday season. You'll notice that some new health orders came out, and this is changing on a regular basis. It's very frequent changes, so we never know what it's going to be tomorrow. But as it stands, we are still, from a law enforcement and city perspective, going to be seeking your voluntary compliance and following the rules that have come down. In extreme cases, we may take a look at what types of enforcement action we can take, but as it stands today, and in moving into the month of December, we will still be seeking that voluntary compliance. And so active enforcement will be an alternative, but not near the top of our choices when we're moving through this matrix. So if you have any questions about what it is we're going to do, feel free to give the community engagement section a call or call me directly, and we can clear up any of those questions. Hopefully COVID doesn't do too much to hamper your holiday plans. Hopefully that you're going to get there, get to your homes and get around your family and do the things that you need to do to make this a happy holiday season. So let's do the best we can. We're here in support of you. You're here in support of us, and let's get through this together. Thank you.